that long day behind you. Good times lie ahead. With company worth keeping, that'll bash a smile on your head. Come on in, the door's open, you'll find just the finest folks here. Pull up a chair, grab a drink, and lend our stories your ear. Cause we're the talk at the tavern. Here you're always welcome. The talk at the tavern. Promising beer and bedlam. The talk at the tavern. Music, medicine, then some. The talk at the tavern. The song's over. Here we come.
And welcome to the tavern, everyone. We gather each week for the podcast with a live chat audience because we're about friends and community coming together for toasts, topics, and tangents. So, I am Travis Sivart, and my vices tonight is a Savinelli pipe with my usual dark cherry Cavendish, and then I also have some Henry McKenna bourbon to enjoy. I'll be lighting that pipe in just a few moments. Ed, what do you got?
I'm drinking Pinot Noir, my usual, and I'd like to add, while we're doing the intro and you were dancing, Dash threw up the Carlton, doing the Carlton.
I saw that. Isn't that cool?
One thing I'd like to say about Travis does not have enough rhythm to do the calls. What are you doing?
Ouch! Ouch!
Oh my goodness.
Ouch!
Blah blah blah. Andrea LaChat here. I
Ouch!
have knitting and I have tea because that's how I roll, yo.
And in chat, Maria says, Vice tonight is water because I'm that bitch. So let's raise a glass to our topic here. Dressing how you want, looking how you want, and being judged for it.
Yeah.
So Ed, you brought this topic to the table and suggested it. So tonight's topic is dress coded. Have you ever been dress coded? So Ed, what inspired this? What triggered this concept to bring to the tavern?
Well, if you're on any social media site, I'm sure you see the pop-ups. I was dress coded for this and I was dress coded for that. Some of it legitimately so. But when I hear about the woman being dress coded at the water park just because her boobs were bigger than all the other women, it's like, is that really legitimate to dress code somebody for wearing a bikini just because they got bigger boobs?
Well, I mean, Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Ask it.
What kind of bikini? Are we talking about like the 1 inch wide things that barely cover the nipples and a thong?
No, from the pictures I saw, it wasn't a bikini that was out of the way more than any other bikini. It's just she wore it well, if you get my drift.
Oh, I do.
I'm just curious. Anybody been dress coded? I know I have, but anyway, Andrea, go ahead.
Here's my problem. I didn't read the article or whatever, but just hearing that she was because her boobs are too big. How many guys have bigger boobs and were topless at that same park?
Amen, sister.
And by the way, can we get them a shirt, please?
I like my boobs. I've worked hard to get them.
Yeah, but if you could hide half a grilled cheese sandwich under there, I mean, it keeps it warm. Don't get me wrong, but
Make sure you have enough for everybody. But if they're gonna let guys run around like that, why is she offensive? Anyway.
So is this just American prudism?
Yeah.
From our Puritan roots, or was this something? And man,
go ahead, go, brother, go.
Okay, I immediately think of women who are breastfeeding in public and people having a fit about that. I've never had a problem with the human body, whether it's seeing it or it being used properly. But then again, I've never been that guy to ogle for the sake of ogling. You know, of course I have a moment where I see somebody, I'm like, wow, look at them. But, you know, I don't stare to the point where it's uncomfortable, drooling, you know, classic wolf in the 1950s cartoons with the jaw on the floor and the eyes bugging out. You know, but I do appreciate a nice body. So the only time I've been dress coded, and I love this story, Andrea and I went to this really nice movie theater. It's got the restaurant downstairs with a bowling alley, and it's got the upstairs balcony with the leather seats, and you can get a full meal, steak and a bourbon, and sit in these double leather recliners next to each other and have a full... We went to go upstairs, and I think I was dressed like 1930s with a vest and a tie and a suit, and I had a Homburg hat on, which is like a fedora, but curled brim. And they stopped me and said, "Excuse me, you can't wear a hat upstairs because of gangs."
Okay.
And I'm like, oh yeah.
Who's that gang?
Okay. Okay. I was with them until they said because of gangs. Okay. I could understand it's a really nice place. Don't want you to wear a hat inside. But you can't wear a hat because of gang. Yeah.
And
you look like a gangbanger, Travis.
Yeah, from the 30s. I was there with the
here's
pump.
the thing.
Go, Andrea.
It wasn't just him. It's everybody in every kind of hat.
Right.
So that's okay.
Right. And I didn't have a problem with it because, I get that they don't want the ball caps and, that's when gang colors and certain things, it was an issue. And I'm not going to complain about that. But that's like, that I can recall where I've been dress coded. And by the way, there are times where people are dress coded because they're wearing a inappropriate t-shirt at a theme park,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, turn it inside out. I don't have a
Fuck
problem.
me hard, please. Yeah, probably
Right.
not the right thing to wear to a theme park.
Yeah, because when you turn it inside out, that makes it okay. Nobody will notice.
And I'm going to read some comments here.
Yeah.
Maria says, "I have been in school. Some of the normal things caused my shoulder was showing, les gasp. Others I actually tested the school system on. I would buy the same outfit as my thinner friends, and yet I'd be the only one called on because I was the larger one. The teacher/person would walk past 20 girls showing their stomachs in crop tops and be fine, but because I was wearing something showing even less skin and was chunky, I was called in."
And this is one of them that I've seen quite a bit. Larger girls being dress coded, wearing things, smaller girls. Which really, what you said, our Puritanism culture. I do.
One second, Ed. We got a sound going on as Rachel comes in. Sorry.
Yes. Hey, Rachel.
Hey, Rachel. Talking about being dress coded. So jump in the conversation. Dash, I'll get to that comment in a moment because that's a great thing to talk about. Ed, go on.
What you said about our Puritanism history and so forth and so on, but I really don't understand it today because today we are supposed to be more liberal minded than ever, but yet we're getting on people because of their clothes. Damn, don't come to my house because half the time I'm not wearing any.
The other half time, he's just waiting for the right person to show up to take him off for.
That's true.
Yeah. So Dash says, "I remember one of my dress code for my school was tattoos." Now, Dash, can I have you clarify, are we talking college or are we talking elementary school? Because when it comes to school and school uniforms, etc., okay, I can understand that, but that is something that's definitely put out there ahead of time. You know what's expected. You know what the rules are, etc. Now, Maria, in her case, and she did continue and say, if everyone is being held to the same standard for dress coding, I have no problem. It's when people are singled out that pisses me off. Okay, and this was high school. Hey, Bob, good to see you. Bob Watkins in the house, guys.
What up, Bob?
So, high school and tattoos. If you're a student, well, I guess your parents allowed it, because you got to have them sign off, technically. If you're a teacher, I would say it depends on the tattoos. Again, appropriate level. On my forearms, I have a 1940s classic lady that looks like Andrea, and I don't know, 1920s guy that kind of looks like me. Not inappropriate. Should I cover them because I'm at a school? So, Ed, when have you been dress coded? Because you said you had some experience.
I actually got dress coded way back in the mid to late 80s. When I lived in Blacksburg, Virginia, which is a college town, by the way. My then wife and I was going out to a bar to see a band called, of all things, Butch and the Buckheads. Butch and the Buckheads was a country rock band. I get to the door, I'm getting ready to go in, and the guy stops me. Now, this was back in the muscle shirt days, and I actually had a body to wear to it.
That your stripper days?
Yes, it was. It was back in the days when I used to strip. And the guy stops me at the door, and he's like, I can't let you go in because you're not wearing a shirt with a collar on. And then I look over at the picture of the band, and every one of the motherfuckers in the band is just wearing a white t-shirt. It's like, what the fuck? Now, some of it could have been I was the wrong color to be going in here to see Butch and the Buckheads. I don't know. But I just went across town to the other bar where I knew they would let me because I hung out there all the time and had a great fucking time.
So what I'm hearing is you need to carry a collar in your pocket for these situations.
Maybe one of those little white ones like preachers wear or something.
I am ordained and I have one of those. So I just have to keep in mind to wear, have that in my pocket. And if somebody says something, I'll be like, boop. You're welcome, my son.
Even if you're wearing like a muscle shirt or a V-neck shirt, just put that on. It's a collar.
That's right. That's right. I want to read a few comments here. A few people said some stuff here. Maria's regarding the school thing, I believe. I mean, sure, signed off. She says, not a stick and poke done on the bus on the way home at all. Which that's referring to the tattoos for high school kids. Yeah, there is a chance it's done with a safety pin and ink busted out of a pen. Andrea's had some of those, right?
I use regular tattoo ink. Come on now.
Now you do that. You can afford it.
No, when I was in high school.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Huh?
You just had a crappy artisan.
What are you trying to say?
That you had it covered. Or actually, you had it redone. It's really adorable. It's a stick figure holding a fucking flower. It's adorable. Okay. Rachel says, I got dress coded in high school for having a shirt that just hugged my form. Wasn't super tight. Nothing showed. Just showed I had a girl bod. A friend of mine...
Shame on you.
Well, I don't believe you, and we'd love to see some pictures. Not of you in high school, right now. Dress optional, just saying. Rachel continues with a friend of mine got dress coded for his skin hat. He came in dressed in that hat or skins shirt, etc. for all of high school, but one day he got coded. What do you mean a skin hat?
Whose skin?
Like, are we talking like the Washington Redskins before they had the name change? What is a skin hat?
They had a name change?
Or was he like a serial killer and this is the thing he pulled out of his basement? What is a skin hat? I don't know what that is. Dash has clarified they also didn't allow body piercings and hoodies for school. It was just a brand called Skin. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Bob says, Catholic schoolboy here. Don't talk to me about uniforms. I still can't wear salt and pepper. They were good in the 90s, though. And they kind of made a comeback after Deadpool. Probably a different kind of salt and pepper, but yes. Okay, but...
Is it this type of hat?
Coonskin?
I don't know.
It's just
when I Googled it, you don't want to know what came up, but that one was appropriate to show.
It's had the silhouette of a woman on it, like the trucker mud flap thing. Okay, so the point is, it doesn't sound like it was bad. It was just a brand name, like Gucci or whatever. Or for those of you around in the 80s and 90s, members only jackets.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it did.
I did not have one of those.
Rachel says, took 5 tries to spell silhouette. That's one word I still have issues spelling. And Ed, you'll love this. Fun fact, I have trouble even spelling the word rhythm. So true.
Figure.
That's how rhythm impaired I am. I can't even spell it. So, do we all agree there are times and places where appropriate clothing for appropriate venues, schools, perhaps, restaurants can, go, we require a tie or a collar or whatever. Is that cool or is that bullshit nowadays? Mm-hmm.
I think it depends on the place.
Yeah. Yeah, like Andrea just said, I think it depends on the place, but I still go back to you go to certain places like Disney, supposed to be so liberal, but yet they're dress coding women, and not just for the saying on their shirt. Oh, you're showing a little bit of side boob, so you can't come in the park. So it kind of throws the liberalism out the fucking.
You know what? When it comes to side boob, I don't care if it's Ursula the Sea Witch or Minnie Mouse. I am going to check it. By the way, did you hear in the new Little Mermaid, Melissa McCarthy is playing Ursula the Sea Witch?
Ah.
I'm more excited about that movie now.
He's so excited about that.
I'd say she's going to make a great Ursula. See, Maria is a Disney file. So she posted, Disney has just passed a law about their dress code, and now they're allowing a bunch of stuff like tattoos and such now for their cast members.
Yeah, because there's nobody, they can't find anybody that doesn't have tattoos nowadays.
That's okay. When Disney moved into Florida 50, 60 years ago, with all the money they spent, they basically got certain amount of control over their land that they owned. And because of everything recently, Florida Congress or Senate, whatever, is now passing a law to take that away from them and take control over that. And it really does.
Self-rule.
Yeah, it does sound like a retaliation to Disney disagreeing with laws. Now, I don't want to get into the law because that's going to just shoot off into a politic thing, but the retaliation definitely feels a bit pouty on the side of the politicians.
It's all about the.
It's all about the what?
Money.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I'm going to look for a few more comments here, and if we don't have much more to talk about, we'll wrap this up. So, Ed, you're security. You've been security for a long time. Have you ever had to dress code somebody else?
I wouldn't say dress code, because when you're hired for a position with most security companies, you are giving the uniform standard. So you're issued a uniform. You got to wear the.
No.
You got to wear it properly.
What I'm saying, and make sure you're talking towards your mic. It's losing you when you turn away.
Oh, so you're saying like at work? Have I had the dress code?
Yeah, I met you at DMV. You were security. I was the dorky guy behind the counter.
No.
And was there ever any point in time at DMV or any other job where you had to walk up to a customer and go, you need to leave?
No, never in security. Unless you want to count, working a construction site and telling the guy, hey, you can't come on site without your steel toes and hard hats. No.
There's an appropriate place to dress code. But it's appropriate. It's safety equipment, and that's required. But I worked at Amazon for a while, and I know they would send people home with inappropriate shirts. And some people would purposely wear inappropriate shirts to get sent home.
To go home.
Is that all you have to do? Damn it.
You probably do it at your job, Andrea. Show up in a t-shirt, see if you get to work that day.
I will.
I know, you're too
valuable. Because I'm essential.
Rachel says, politics aside, I do agree with taking away the special privileges of Disney because I don't think any corporation should be treated favorably over all others. Which, I can't argue that logic. It's the timing that feels retaliatory. But yeah, it's if it happened when there wasn't a big hubbub going on, I'd probably be like, why should they get special treatment? Because they have money. That answers my own question. Maria says wearing inappropriate clothes to be sent home doesn't work if you work from home. I tried.
Try harder.
Yeah, you were sent home. You were just allowed to work from home. And already at home. See, now we're going into all the Disney stuff here. Bob is Disney needs to slap down on intellectual property, but Reedy Creek Improvement District is probably a net positive for Florida. What, Rachel? Rachel says for 3 out of 4 jobs could be in a swimsuit and have.
What do we have?
Aren't you like a kindergarten teacher? Because I want to go back to kindergarten now. I know how to do my ABCs, if you know what I mean. Nope, nobody got that. No, Andrew got it. Okay. Maria says, because like this is just so happens to come right around when Universal is growing like it is. Gauntlet's been thrown down at Disney isn't the one I'm betting on anymore. That's right, Maria. We're going to see Rachel in a swimsuit. It's awesome. Bob says during wildfires they brought in their own water tanker planes because they got the money. Okay. Ed, Andrea, you got any closing thoughts on being dress coded?
I don't get it. I don't understand it. Let everybody be free and run around naked.
Here's what I'm going to say. If I go to a nice restaurant, and also I love to encourage dressing up. If you're going to go to church, if you're a churchgoer, if you're going to go to the theater, come on, dress up a little bit. Because I've been at the theater and people are there in flip-flops and shorts and a t-shirt. And okay, but come on. I enjoy dressing up, but that's just me. So, I'm not judging on it. I'm just like, feels lazy. But there are some places, like I said, certain restaurants that want to be fancy. You don't want somebody in there in flip-flops and a t-shirt with a metal band on it. It just ruins the atmosphere of it. Certain theme parks, I understand not having certain shirts, like, I banged your mom or whatever. But in general, no.
So, there isn't a dress code, but I think there should be just because I was disappointed. The kids' graduation.
Yeah, that was another one.
We dressed up. There was people with cutoff shorts, tank tops, and flip-flops, and I'm like, okay, each their own, but this is supposed to be a formal occasion, the capping gown, your kids graduating, moving on. Yeah.
Once in a lifetime event. And I get it, we're in a high school gymnasium. But come on. Make it a special day. Wear that one
Play the part.
That's right. And enjoy it. Now, I know I said I was going to cut this off, and I am any second now, but Rachel is saying for my nonprofit job, ranching and writing, I just showed up in a swimsuit. Actually, I've shown up in SeaWorld in a swimsuit numerous times, but so did 30% of the visitors. JC has said dressing up can be fun, which is usually part of why a lot of us go to a nice place. However, the truly rich are often pretty eccentric and don't really care what they're wearing or what anyone else thinks about it. It's true. Okay, well, know where you're going, know what the rules are, and if they don't have them posted, then yes, please have a moment. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up and take us out here. Let's do a closing toast. Here's being you and expressing your style. And the less clothes, the better. Okay. So I want to thank everybody here who hung out and chatted, and all the listeners to the podcast, and thank you for checking out those sponsors. And remember, guys, you deserve to treat yourself well and hang out with people you like, which is why you come to the tavern. You can find my books and other podcasts, as well as other episodes of this, at TravisSivart.com. So check out the books, audiobooks, podcasts, and more. Make sure you join us again, and if you ever want to hang out with us while we're recording live, come on over to twitch.tv/Travis Tavern Society. Have a good one, guys.